It's freezing outside. The wind is blowing like nobody's business. But for whatever reason, I'm hot and cold at the same time. So I have on this big fluffy sweater, even though it's the second day of spring. And I have an ice cold glass of water. Like, I don't know. I'm feeling all the things. My body doesn't know what it wants to do. So I figured I'd just film a video. I came out of my bedroom because I actually am filming during the day. Daylight saving time is back, so I am going to be able to be out in my living room a lot more because of how the sun sets a little later, so I can get some of that natural light. So get ready for some living room videos with natural lighting because the yellow light in my room was... So I'm ready to be back out here. Glass of water intact. Oh, let's go. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I thought that I would do a video that I actually did maybe a couple of years ago. I did my favorite book covers video, but I also did my least favorite book covers video. I'm gonna do the positive. I'm going to talk about my favorite book covers. Again, if you want me to do my least favorite book covers, let me know in the comments down below. I'm trying to steer away from being too negative, but I wasn't really negative in my last video. I was just more along laying out the reasons why those covers aren't for me. I don't like to say I don't like things. I just typically say I'm incompatible with things because I feel like that's better verbiage, I guess. But today we're going to worry about my favorite book covers. These covers I don't believe I've talked about before. Most of them I haven't. I think, yeah, most of them I haven't. You will hear my cats running around because they're not used to me filming in the living room anymore. So yay or nay for that. But let's go ahead and get started. I have quite a few that I want to go through. So we're going to make this as quick and succinct as possible. So the first book that I'm going to show you is actually part of a trilogy series, but there's no particular reason why I like this cover more than the others. I really don't. This is just the first one that touched my hand. So it is In the Afterlife by Alexandra Bracken. This book is just, I love the whole design of all the covers. I love just the color story that's here. Look at that. There's a little bit of red, like metal red in there. The moon. It feels fantastic. It's just an all around really, really pretty cover. And it doesn't have the picture of somebody's dismembered body on it. And that's my pet peeve with romance novels. But yeah, so there's no person on here. It's just all like symbolism, shape of a crescent moon, and just a lot of beautiful, you know, elements to the background there. And I'm just all about it. And then you open it up and it's like royal blue purple. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then you look at the dust jacket and you get this goodness. Like, I can't. I love this cover. I love it. I love it when publishers go the extra mile for covers. And this one here is the perfect example of why I have favorite book covers. The next book is actually an anthology that I have not read, but it's by some of my really good friends over at Clean Teen Publishing. This is called Twist in Time. Look at this cover. Just look at the colors. That is what calls to me about this book. The color story here is phenomenal. Like, blue is my favorite color, but look at the greens and look at the, you know, how it goes into the lighter blues. There's a little bit of white in there. There's the red from the person standing in the little cape, the yellow from the text, the script. It's so pretty. And while there is a person here, it's very ambiguous. There's no telling whether this is a woman or a man. There's no body. You know, you don't really see any kind of figure. It's just a presence there. And it's so pretty. I absolutely adore this cover. And it has some of my favorite people in it. From Sherry Ficklin to Julie Wetzel, Kelly Risser, Kathy Lynn Cross, and Cindy Goldsworthy. Those are the ones that I've met. Everybody else, you know, I'm sure is fantastic, but those are the people that I've met and adore, and I've read some of their stuff before. I love this cover. So pretty. Next on my list is going to be Untold by Sarah Reese Brennan. This is part of the Lindburn Legacy. Again, this is not a particular cover that I love just because of this cover. I love the whole trilogy, honestly, but the story of this cover, it's really, really pretty. color once again. You see a figure in the background. You can tell it's a woman. Of course, you know it's the main character. But I love how haunting this looks, but I also love the light of it. Really, it's just so pretty. I love the text, of course. Actually, this series actually holds one of my favorite female protagonists of all time. But yeah, I absolutely love this cover. It's just simply beautiful. Now, I know you guys remember me saying that I'm not really a huge fan of bodies on covers. I just feel like it's so basic, honestly, and it's so blah for me. But I do have a contemporary romance, new adult cover that I simply like, but I think it's more because of the color scheme than it is because of the body that's on the cover. And this is Thoughtful by S.C. Stevens. Yes, there is a man laying on the top of a car hood shirtless. I'm not even paying attention to that, even though it looks good. But I'm really I love the red against the gray and black and white. I just really love how popping that is. Also, I love the look of really, really vintage, like, you know, older looking cars. So that's nice. But I also love the background where it's the background of like a road just going onward. I really just adore that. What is this? I really like this cover. I love the color scheme more than anything. And this is kind of like the aesthetic of book covers that I like, minus this. So let me just cover that part. I love the background popping against the red font. All about it. I love. The next group of books are actually part of a quartet. I actually really adore the cover, the color scheme on this covers, from just a really nice sunsetty look kind of deal. There are people, or persons, or a person on the covers, but I just really love the color story. And it is the Song of the Lioness Quartet, and this is by Tamara Pierce. Let's look at this cover right here. This is book 4, Song of the Lioness. This is probably my favorite of the 4 for whatever reason. I just really love the red, the dark black, the black. I love how ambiguously colored the horse looks, how she is there, but I'm not really paying attention to her as much as I'm paying attention to the jewelry she's wearing, because there's a nice pop of like a green, an emerald green on there. It's just really, really pretty. I love this cover. This book right here is Alana, and while this is not my favorite cover, I do like it. I like how, I'm more looking at the background again, but I like the little halo effect around her, which is really nice. Then we have book 2. Same kind of deal with the halo effect, but now they have the horse. No, Bailey's looking like he's wanting to jump on my lap. Halo effect, but they have the horse around her. But I love the theme of the purple and the blues, that kind of deal. Really, really nice. And then finally we have book 3. Oh, this has more peoples on there. 3 peoples. But again, color story. This is probably going to be my least favorite cover of the 4, simply because there's too many people overtaking my backdrop here. I really just want to see what's going on behind you, simply because that's just what I would prefer. But again, there's that necklace, that piercing, beautiful emerald green kind of a necklace that I'm all about. The next 2 books are part of a duology, my favorite duology of all time, young adult dystopian. It is The Book of Ivy by Amy Engel and The Revolution of Ivy by Amy Engel, and these are fantastic covers, especially this one. The Book of Ivy cover is so pretty. It's so just telling. There's this girl, the back of a girl. Remember how I hate dismembered bodies? So I'm really actually contradicting myself here, but here's the thing. There's a lot of symbolism here. In the word Ivy, there's a backdrop of a city as well as like some ground or whatnot. It's a very, very like dried up, deserted city. Like the wastelands almost. Then you want to look at the bigger picture here, and there is a picture of a girl with pristine skin, a very fancy dress on. Of course, it looks like a wedding dress. But behind her, she's holding a really sharp knife. There is a knife hiding behind her back. There is a lot of symbolism on this cover. You can get so much of what the story is about from this cover, which is why, 1, I love it, and 2, it's intriguing. You're like, oh, there's a girl. She has a knife. Why? And it intrigues you, and it pulls you in, and it makes you want to know what's going on in this book. So that's why I like this cover. Now we go on to the second one, which is the Revolution of Ivy. Again, story told in two different backdrops here. In the word Ivy, you see the forest with the blue, kind of blue foggy backdrop with red ground. So very, very just, there's a mood being set with that. But now we see her here. She's not in a wedding dress. She looks like she's in like a white tee, and that knife is held out in front of her. Like now she's been exposed. You see what I'm doing? So you can see kind of like the storytelling from book 1 where the knife is behind her back to book 2 where the knife is in front and she's holding it out. There's a lot of story being told just on the covers, or the covers of these two books, and that's why I love it. Now this next person is probably the queen of having the best covers, with the exception of her first book, which has since been recovered. This is Sarah J. Maas, and this is A Court of Thorn and Roses, or ACOTAR. I think this cover is beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. More so, I love the font, but I just think this book cover is just beautiful. It feels nice. I really love the outfitting of the figure on the cover. I love the red bleeding into a little bit of like forest. It's just really nice. I like the thorns that are going in and out of the words here. I just think this is a really nice cover. But let me talk about her Throne of Glass series. Those covers, with the exception of the first book that came out, I don't know what that was about. That is the example of covers I just really am incompatible with. The first book, old cover. I still don't own the first book, the new cover of the first book. But anyway, the Throne of Glass series, those covers are absolutely gorgeous. And even though there is a person on the covers, the use of that person is so important. It's so telling. That's part of the reason why I think it's just brilliant. If you're gonna have a person on the cover, I guess make it useful. Don't make them there for like eye candy or sexy or anything like that. Just make it a point. There's a reason why there's a person on the cover if I like it. So yeah, Sarah J. Maas's covers actually do a really great job of just using the presence of a person really well on the covers. Now these last couple of covers are the same book, just different covers. And they are, of course, Lady Midnight. This is the regular cover. We have a person here, but again, the use of a person. This is actually very symbolic of what happens in the book. There's the sword right there, lovely Cortana. The font, of course, this is classic Cassandra Clare. I've loved all of Cassandra Clare's book covers, even the old covers from the Infernal Devices and the Mortal Instruments. But the new covers of those series are simply phenomenal as well. I just wish they were all out in hardback instead of just the first book of the Mortal Instruments series being exclusive to Barnes & Noble. I wish all of them were released in hardback. I really do. But moving on, this cover, the use of color, the use of just depth, and we can tell that she's in water and she's floating / sinking. Like, it's really just very, very pretty. And I am all about that. And if you turn the book upside down, there are spires here, like towers. Let's talk about this one. This cover here. This is the Waterstone UK special edition limited. It's already sold out. I'm sorry. Cover of Lady Midnight. It's so pretty. It has all of the angelic runes all over it, just front to back. It's so nice. But then the inside is a freaking emerald green. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's pretty, guys. It's so freaking pretty. I just simply love having different editions of the same book when they're this contrasting, when they're this different. Like, look at this. You don't even think they're the same book just by looking at them, so that's why I had to own them. I just think that it's fantastic that we have just different covers of the same book, especially of an author to Cassandra Clare's caliber. I love this cover. Sorry about the glare, but it's just so pretty. I'm never gonna read it. I'm never gonna open it. I'm never gonna use it for anything other than having it as a collectible, simply because it's just that gorgeous, and it's signed by Cassandra Clare on the inside, and I'm all about it. I love it. It's everything. So that's it. Those are some of my favorite book covers. I would love to know what some of your favorite book covers are. Of course, comment down below. Make sure you thumbs up this video if you enjoyed. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.